Good evening. For those of you who are tuning in, and hopefully we'll get something out of this experience. I'd like to start off with an anecdote. This Zohar of Toldos will speak about the importance of Torah study, and this is something that pans out experientially. I think Torah is uniquely something that caters to experience. One thing that happened recently was that I tried to rescue fish that some of my housemates caught, but were not dead yet. It was waiting in the fridge to be eaten the day after, but some of them were still breathing, so I decided to rescue them. Most of them perished in the effort, but one catfish, who apparently was able to live without water, survived the longest. It survived through the night until in the morning I thought I should feed it something so that I would not perish. It would have some sustenance. I looked up on the internet and I found that apparently wheat was okay for fish, so I fed it wheat. Well, shortly thereafter, it went belly up, um, meaning that wheat is not appropriate for a fish, even though apparently many farmers supplement their fish feed with wheat. It was not appropriate in this case. I learned later this week in the Torah portion that in the Mishnah Torah Nezikim, describing damages, specifically damages to animals, that wheat is not beneficial to animals. And so you can see this dynamic between the knowledge of this world, knowledge of secular wisdom and Torah wisdom. This is one of many personal anecdotes where the understanding of the Torah is much more fitting to everyday experience. And this is also what the mystics describe as the difference between the Jewish soul and the non-Jewish soul, or the Jewish way of looking at the world and the non-Jewish way of looking at the world. The non-Jewish way is much more like an aura that surrounds, and the Jewish way is more pneumius, it's more inner. And you can see this in terms of legal practice, where secular laws depend very much on circumstantial evidence, whereas Jewish laws will not allow you to convict unless there are witnesses. There's a famous example of if you see a person running after another person with a knife into a cave, and when you go into the cave, you see that the knife is bloodied and the person is dead. You still will not be able to convict the person with a knife because circumstantial evidence alone is not able to convict. And so this is the beauty and the advantage of the Torah's wisdom, is that it is, well, it's much more experiential. It's much more in depth, and really to the purpose of perhaps the existence of human beings, or the development of consciousness, of life, whatever we call this, um, this complex existence. So going to the Zohar, these are the generation of Isaac, son of Abraham. Abraham engendered Isaac. Rabbi open, who can express the mighty acts of God or declare all his praise? Come and see when the Holy One desired. When it arose in his will to create the world, he gazed into Torah and created it. For every act of creation throughout the world, the Blessed Holy One gazed into Torah and created. As it is written, I was with him as Aman, a nursling. Do not read Aman, nursling, but rather Uman, an artisan. As he was about to create Adam, Torah explained that the human being is created and ceased to sin, and you punish him. Why should the work of Torah, your hands, be in vain, since you will be unable to endure your judgment? God replied, I have already prepared tshuva, returning before creating the world. Even though man is prone to sin, man can sin, there is the mechanism of returning. Once he had made the world and created Adam, the Blessed Holy One exclaimed, O world, world, you and your laws are based solely on Torah. That is why I created the human being in you, so that he might engage in her, strive for her, If not, I will turn you back into chaos and void. The her here is referring to the Torah, that the world's laws are solely based upon the Torah, and that human being must engage in the Torah. Otherwise, they revert back to chaos and void. Tov v'bohu. In mysticism, this is a state of powerful energies that have no interrelation with each other. It is a place of conflict and a place of disharmony. Here, God is making the promise that if we were to engage in Torah, there will be peace and there will be harmony. Everything exists for the sake of humanity, as is written. I made the earth and created humankind upon it. Torah stands calling out to human beings to engage in her, strive for her, but no one bends an ear. Come and see, whoever engaged in Torah sustains the world, maintaining every work of creation perfectly, fittingly. Every single smooth member in the human body corresponds to the creature in the world. For just as a human being is composed of members upon members, all standing rung upon rung, arranged one upon another, yet all one body, so to the world. All those creatures, members upon members, standing one upon another, which when all arrayed, actually form one body. Again, this harkens back to the idea of tohu versus tikkun. Tohu is the state of disarray and of disconnectedness and of egocentricity. Engage in the Torah sustains the world, and a person's limbs in the body corresponds to creatures in the world. And these limbs would be arrayed upon one body should one engage in Torah, that they would become joined and harmonious. All these resemble Torah, for Torah is entirely members, joined sections, standing one upon another, all arrayed becoming one body. When David saw this handiwork, he opened and said, O God, how manifold are your works! Wisdom, you have made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. Within Torah abide all supernal sealed mysteries, ungraspable. Within Torah abide all supernal matters, revealed and unrevealed. Within Torah abide all things above and below, all things of this world, all things of the world that is coming abide within Torah. Yet no one perceives or knows them, as it is written, who can express the mighty acts of God or declare all his praise? Come and see. Solomon came and sought to comprehend the words of Torah, the fine points of Torah, but he was unable and exclaimed, I said, I'll be wise, but it is beyond me. David said, uncover my eyes so I can see the wonders of your Torah. Come and see. Of Solomon it is written, he spoke 3,000 proverbs, and the songs numbered 1,005. They have already established that every single proverb he spoke implied 1,005 meanings. If this is so with the words of Solomon, who was flesh and blood, how much more so with the words of Torah spoken by the Holy One, blessed be he. Every single word contains countless parables, songs, praises, supernal secrets, countless varieties of wisdoms, so who can express the mighty acts of God? Now, this is an advantage when it comes to the study of Torah, that regardless of where they are, they can plume the infinite mysteries of the Torah, which parallels the infinite mysteries of the universe. And so, regardless of the position of the person, they always have the Torah as a shining light, as a productive activity that can connect them to light and to positivity and productivity and to meaning. Come and see what is written above. These are the generations of Ishmael. This is Jacob's cousin, the modern day peoples of Arab descent, namely 12 princes. Afterwards, Torah states, these are the generations of Isaac. You might imagine that since Ishmael engendered 12 princes, whereas Isaac gendered 2 sons, this one ascended and that one did not. Perhaps Ishmael is ascended. So it is written, who can express Gevuras, the mighty acts of God? Isaac, who engendered Jacob and Esau. Isaac generated Jacob. Isaac corresponds kabbalistically to the aspect of Gevurah, which is severity, the left hand. And through this left hand strength-based approach, he generated both Jacob, who singly surpassed them all, and engendering the 12 tribes. But he also engendered, though he is above in supernal holiness, Esau below. Gevurah has the proclivity to generate what is also unholy from its efforts. And so it is written, who can express the mighty acts of God, or declare all his praises? Jacob. When sun cleaves to the moon, countless stars radiate from them. Now, this is a beautiful metaphor from the Torah. The sun here refers to Jacob, and moon refers to Rachel, his wife. And this is an astrological illusion that when the sun joins with the moon, countless stars, which here refers to souls, radiate from them. So to recap, the Torah is quite important. It is the blueprint by which God created the world, and it is the tool through which we will succeed in finding our path in the world. Its experience, its knowledge is much more closer to experience. Jewish practice has much more to do with, say, the tactile aspects of life, such as eating and drinking and other bodily functions. A person can't go to the bathroom without saying a blessing to God thereafter. And so this Torah is what is going to help us to find unity again. It's what will help us to find harmony and likely to reconnect the conscious and unconscious aspects of the human psyche. And even though Isaac was the aspect of Gevurah, he produced Jacob and Esau. Eventually, Jacob came to this harmonious place where the sun, the solar aspects of the mind, the, the Apollonian conscious logical aspects, cleaves to the moon, the unconscious. And through his correct approach, stars radiated from them, the stars of the tribes, the stars of Israel.